I want to quit my job so bad, y'all. Like, so bad that I had to ask ChatGPT, what should I do? It just like, I feel so like stuck, and then I feel numb at the same time. It's like I'm not really excited about much, and then it's like I do still have the spark where it's like, okay, I want to be a full-time YouTuber, I want to be a full-time content creator, but I work a full 9 to 5. This is not an excuse, but that gets most of my attention. So it's like, come on, you gotta live in a real world. You gotta live in a real world. You don't have time to really dream. And I feel like 9 to 5 for somebody who's not passionate about it, that's what it could do to you. Like, it could burn out your passion for what you're really passionate about because it's taking up all your time. That's not an excuse. It's just like, I'm just like making videos, and then I'm like, this is boring, or this is too much, like it's too long, nobody's gonna watch it. um it's really my self-doubt that's really stopping me from posting content. And I'm like, oh, this is boring, this is not aesthetic, this is not this, this is not that. So like, who you think gonna watch this? And then you look at the views and it's matching what you're thinking, only because that's what you're thinking. But but I'm not really grasping it. Like, I don't know if I need to do yoga or what, but the job that I'm working is so freaking draining. It's so many, like, it's very demanding, but it pays good. But it's not worth the money. Like, I'm staying there because it does pay good, and also I'm scared. Like, I'm like, what's next? Because in a way, I'm like, oh, this is the best I could do, but I know it's not the best I could do. I'm just scared to take that leap, because before I got this job, I was like, oh, I'm not working a job. And then that's when COVID happened. The last job I had was COVID, and then I was doing like flexible jobs like DoorDash or Amazon Flex, and I hadn't been in a structured job since really COVID. So after that, when COVID hit, I started a cosmetics business where I made lip gloss and stuff. I'm not passionate about that. I don't want to make 1,000 tubes for one order, and then 2,000 more tubes for another order. That's something that I grew bored with quick. So I'm like, I don't know if I just don't have the hustle in me. I don't know if it's just laziness, if it's not discipline. Like, I know it's a little bit of me not being disciplined, but it's like, I feel like the perfect thing will fit me perfectly, and I wouldn't mind doing the work behind it. But then when I think about like paperwork and all that stuff, it's like, I really don't want to deal with that side of a business. So I know I'm just rambling, but this is really what ChatGPT told me to do. They told me to like do more raw videos, real videos, like about how I feel and what, not necessarily what I'm going through, because I don't think I'm really going through anything. It's just I am going through the motions and going through emotions. But it's just like, back to the job. The job is very demanding, not physically, but mentally and emotionally. And like I said, while it is good pay, it's just a very demanding, triggering job. And this makes me realize that corporate America just don't care. Flat out. It's just like, forget about your mental health, forget about your life, forget about anything you got going on outside of this job. We own you. That's really what it feel like, and I know that's not the truth, because any day I could quit. Like, and I'm getting emotional. I don't know why, but for some reason this is making me like, I don't know if I'm sad right now. I don't know exactly what it is that I'm feeling, but for some reason it just feels like, and again, I know this is just my perception, because this is not the truth. This is not factual. This is my perception, and I need to do some work to change it, but I've been too lazy to do work because I'm telling you, I know certain jobs that people get, they work 6 days a week, but I didn't sign up for 6 days a week. I started off as part-time, and now I'm full-time because they were scheduling me as full-time, so I'm like, I might as well go full-time and get the full-time benefits. But I never wanted to commit to full-time. I always wanted to be part-time and pick up the full-time hours whenever I wanted to, not having to commit. And this was my first part-time job. Like, I always had a full-time job, and I was a very hard worker, like, for my first few jobs until COVID hit, and then I didn't have to have that structure. And I also was getting like benefits like everybody else was getting, where I was getting paid without having to go to work. So it's like, I guess that kind of spoiled me too, but that also allowed me to, what's the word? That allowed me to, I'm gonna say, like, venture out and explore. Yeah, that's the word. That allowed me to explore different things that I would like to do, and then I got more deep into content creation during that time and after COVID too. But it's like, I started this job part-time. I wasn't getting enough hours, and so I moved around within the company. I moved to a different position in the company, and now I'm full-time, and now they are scheduling me 6 days a week. Not only me, sometimes it's the whole team that gets scheduled 6 days a week, but they're not hiring people to replace the 6th day. And it's really frustrating because it's like this is my way of making money right now, and I've gotten used to the money. It's good money, but it's really not if it's like messing with my mental health. Like, I feel like a robot. And recently, I would say 3 weeks ago, I was working 6 days for 4 weeks. And again, I know some people, their job is to work 6 days a week. I did not sign up for that. I signed up for 5 days a week, and I don't even have no room to give my days away. So it's like very frustrating. But like 3 weeks ago, I got my first week where, after working 4 weeks, 6 days straight, and also doing doubles as well, because it's something in the contract where it's like mandatory overtime. If someone calls off, the lowest person in seniority has to do the overtime. And I just learned that it doesn't have to be a full 8 hours, but the company is saying like it does have to be a full 8 hours. So that's like really frustrating too, because it's like, okay, I'm going to the union about the job and stuff, but like they can't really do much. So it's like I'm not really getting no solid answer on, okay, you don't have to do this, and let us go to them to fix it. It's more like we gotta come together as a team to fight about it. But after working 6 days for 4 weeks straight, I had my first week of like 2 days off, and I don't even think that first week my off days weren't together. So it was like one off day, and then I worked for like 2 days, and then I had another off day. And then the second week, which was like 2 weeks ago, I had 2 off days back to back, and it felt like a gift. And there's no way that having me time should feel like foreign, or it should feel like a gift. Like this, no one can tell me that working a 9 to 5 is normal, that paying for like stuff like oranges is normal. This is just random, but this is just what's on my mind. Nobody can tell me that paying for land is normal. Who owns this land, and who is to charge you $200K for a piece of land? Like, how did you get a hold of this land to say it belongs to you, and I have to work for this money to pay it to you. Like, who made these rules up? It's really, it's really weird. But this week I had to call off. Like, I didn't have to, but I had to for myself and my sanity, because I had 2 days, and then one person, two more people had, I had 6 days, and 2 other people had 6 days straight. And I'm like, no, I didn't agree to work these 6 days, 8 full hours each day. Like, this is very draining. Like, what if I have something to do? And I'm not trying to complain, I'm just venting, which may come off as complaining, but whatever. That's also something I want to work on. I do feel like I complain a lot, and I want to start back meditating. I meditated when COVID hit. That's when I was exploring a lot of different things, like meditation, journaling. I was more into spirituality, crystals, all type of stuff I was very into. And I realized that meditating and journaling during that time, I was really peaceful. Like, I was less judgmental. I was less on edge. I was able to dissect things and think about things before I react. Like, I was able to analyze things really fairly quickly before I reacted to something. But it's just like, I had to call off. I didn't have to, but I chose to call off because with the job that I work, you can only get 12 points. If you call off without like a doctor's note or PTO, that's 2 points. If you're late, that's 1 point. 1 point. And the points don't go away for a year. So it's easy for you to get fired. If someone else calls off and they tell you that you have to stay and you choose not to stay, you get 2 points. Now, that's 3 scenarios where that's already 6 points in 1 week. So it's 7 if you count the late. But it's just so easy to get fired from this job. Like, they pay really well, but it's just so stressful. It's just so. And then it's like, well, if you getting paid good, why are you complaining? But it's like, this is not nothing that I'm passionate about to be working this hard for, or to be going this hard for, or to be this mentally drained. Like, I am exhausted. Like, I'm drained. Like, and the job is really an easy job. I don't do much labor. It's really an easy job, but it's just all the rules and the demands and the control. It's just so much control, and I feel like I don't have control, but I know I do. But it's like, what is next for me? I don't really know, because I've been wanting to do content for so long, and when COVID hit, I said, like, I'm not working another job. The last job that I had, I said that was going to be my last job, and it was my last job for a while, but now I'm back in another job, and I've been here at this job, well, I've been at the job that I'm talking about for like a year and a half now. So it's like, really, what is next? Like, what am I passionate about? I know I love creating. I know I love being creative. I love video, and I love taking pictures. And it's like, well, when will you start making money off that? How will you start making money off that? And then I go into the thought of, like, your YouTube videos are boring. Nobody really wants to sit down and watch 30 minutes of you doing what? Like, going to the store, that's boring. But I sit down and watch 30 minutes of people doing stuff like that. So I know people will watch it. It's just like my brain is playing, it's playing. I'm letting my brain control me instead of me controlling my brain. And it's just like, I watched somebody sit in a bed for an hour and talk about how exciting their life has been. They sat in a bed and just did a recap on their life, because they moved to a new city and everything. It's Bougie Barbie, when she first moved to Atlanta, and she did a sit down video in her bed, and it was like an hour long video, her just sitting there talking to the camera. And I watched that all the way through. So I don't know why I doubt myself when it comes to stuff like that, but it's just like, I feel stuck, and I know I'm not stuck, But it feels like, okay, if you leave this job today, what do you have tomorrow? What do you have to fall back on? Like, how will you make money? And then will you have to go into another job? Like, why would you leave this job just to start over at another job? But that's just like relationships. Like, you don't stay somewhere where it's like not making you happy. You go find something else better. And it might take some time or whatever, but it's just, I really don't know what's next. Like, and that scares me. It scares me because I don't feel no excitement about anything. Like, I have spurts of excitement, but I don't feel as passionate as I used to feel. And about life in general, I don't feel like I have much to look forward to. And it's just like, what am I supposed to do? I don't really know. But I know I'm not supposed to be working a regular 9-to-5 job. But how do you get yourself out of that? Because maybe I'm not consistent enough. That's probably it too. Because I do tend to pick up things, do it halfway, and then put it down. And that's my first time like really saying that out loud and admitting that. Because I like to think that like I complete whatever I start, but really, honestly, I do start a lot of things that I don't really finish, or I don't really put the muscle behind it. So it's just like, did you ever really give yourself a shot while you're sitting here like saying what's next? You never really gave yourself a shot. Like, you never really went full force. And then when I think about going full force with YouTube, it's like, girl, who want to sit down and watch you talk to the camera about nothing? Like, when I do girl chats, I'm like, you're giving the same advice. Or I'm like, this video is boring. This video is not helpful. This video doesn't have real value to it. It's like, I always think I have to do extra. I always think I gotta do more. I always think I'm not doing enough. That might be the Virgo in me. I don't know. But it's just really like, man, I really, this job is just like, I'm not trying to throw a pity party for myself. I don't want to feel sorry for myself, because I know a lot of people wish they could be in my position. A lot of people are going through harder times, so I don't want to be like I'm being ungrateful or anything, but it's just like, I'm not happy. And it's okay for me to feel like that while other people are also going through their own thing. But if somebody is going through more than me, that doesn't make my feelings invalid just because other people may be having a hard time. But I also don't want to sit and wallow in sorrow and be like sad about the situation that I'm in currently, because I'm still able, I still have a roof over my head. Like, it's plenty of good things, but it's just like, what's next and how long will this take? So I really don't know what to do, but I talked to ChatGPT, and I was asking them like, what should I do? What jobs can I apply to that are remote that will pay me very good? Like, how can I become a full-time YouTuber, content creator, entrepreneur? And ChatGPT told me, it gave me a bunch of different like scenarios of like videos that I can make and stuff, and one of them was to just prop your camera up, just be real raw and uncut, and this is me being real raw and uncut. So, and it said don't do much editing to the video, so I'm probably not gonna really edit this much. Hopefully I get the courage to post this, because it's like, this not really aesthetic, it's not really good lighting. But there I go again, like beating myself up. I'm gonna work on that, because that's not good. Like, you gotta be your biggest cheerleader, especially if you want to see the outcome of goodness in your life. Ain't no way you could be sitting there beating yourself up thinking that things will get better when you're telling yourself nothing is going good or nothing will be good. I know I'm going back and forth. This is my inner dialogue sometimes, but it's just like, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know. I feel like I'm really far behind in life, and I don't really know my next step. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know in the comments, have you ever felt this way? Like, can you relate at all? Do you have any tips for me? Do you have any tips for somebody else who might feel like this? Let us know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.